Get a glitch right off the get-go. All right.
What's up, guys?
Hello, everyone. Hopefully everybody's doing well. I don't know what that was that just popped up on the screen. Hopefully that doesn't mess us up from the very beginning. Why don't I put my phone on Do Not Disturb? Yeah, let's do that. All right, go ahead, Carla.
Can I say that was like Medvedev won, but one of the worst finals I've ever seen. As far as playing, a Zverev match was more. It was more entertaining. Congratulations to Medvedev. I did not believe. My dad sent me a text, and I can prove it to you guys. Before the match started, he said the Russian will win today, and I said that's funny, Dad. Come on, 4 sets. I say Djokovic, but Djokovic. Well, no one made a bet with him. Not one person. No mini. Not one person said, "I'll take the bet."
Could you imagine if some of you would have bet me on that match?
Not one person bet.
And hey, Namini, glad you're here. Much love. Always love it when you're here live. It's always makes me have to be disciplined when Nomini's here, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Welcome everybody to another 5K discussion. Hopefully everybody's well. I must say I'm still a little speechless about the outcome of the match. I kept hoping that Djokovic would start hitting drop shots. He never did. I look, I'm going to turn it over to Carlo to start so I can still wrap my head around this. So Medvedev and Djokovic were just finishing the match, and Djokovic was human on the sidelines. Djokovic, you could tell he was crying.
I'm a Nadal fan. I didn't want their record to be passed. So I'm happy about that no one passed their record. I almost feel like God's saying, you guys are all staying at 20. No one can get greedy. We're all going to stay at 20, and it's time for the new guys to win. Or the semi-new guys, or the old new whatever. I did not enjoy I didn't like seeing Djokovic cry. You can tell he felt the pressure. You can tell he was nervous. His legs were heavy. He was not Djokovic. He didn't play like he played against Zverev. That was a completely different player. But hey, Medvedev won. Good for him. He deserved a slam. 3 finals. He didn't beat my boy Nadal at the US Open. He did it with Djokovic. But I think Djokovic felt human today. He felt the pressure. You could see it in his face. He was sweating. His eye, something was wrong with it. He didn't volley. He barely drop shot. I wrote here, I mean, Medvedev was drop shotting on him. And they were awful drop shots. And Djokovic would still miss. I mean, from the first game, got broken. The first game, broken right off the bat. Mm-hmm. You know, which was shocking. You can tell he was not the usual guy. The 21 got into his head today. And Squidward won with no net game because he's got no net game. By the way, that was awful tennis. Push, push, middle, middle, push, push, middle, middle. I said, hey, Serena couldn't do it. Why would Djokovic do it? It wasn't meant to be. It just wasn't meant to be. And now I know no one will do it after today.
So before I give you my take on this match,
I wrote this many takes. I have.
Yeah, we're gonna get into all those takes and more. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. We love you a lot, and it helps us out. That short and sweet. But before I give you my take on my aspect of the match, I do want to say a couple of things. Novak Djokovic has made so many non-fans fans this year. Okay. Novak Djokovic has been hated for so long by media and by individuals across the globe because of narratives created because of Federer and Nadal. And I'm not going to get into that. Okay. Because this is a good moment for Medvedev, but I want to give Novak Djokovic a huge win on this season and his Olympics, even though he did not medal there. I want to give him.
Here's my dad.
Carla's dad is on. He is David Nate. So if you see David Nate in comments, that's Carla's dad. But Novak Djokovic has changed a lot of people from haters into fans. Novak Djokovic has a couple of more years at minimum in his prime, and he will get his 21. But this is a huge win for Novak Djokovic because he has created fans out of haters because of his hard work, because of his dedication. And throughout this whole tournament, besides smashing the racket against Medvedev in this match, and arguably he cracked a little bit because of the pressure, that's understandable.
Yeah.
That he was a absolute epitome of a fine gentleman and a fine tennis player throughout the entire tournament. Now, rewind to the beginning of the match. Before the match started, I talked about for this entire tournament and the entire leading up to the final, I've talked about get ready for a record-setting amount of drop shots that Novak Djokovic would hit. I had my note sheet. Carla had her note sheet. She kept the tally. I kept the tally. We checked our math at the end of it. Novak Djokovic had less than 5.
I put 4, but okay, I missed one.
Less than 5. Well, I had 5, and I thought I might have just counted one that was kind of a deep
4.
slice. He had less than 5 drop shots to the man that stands 97 feet behind the baseline against the fence. He had almost 0 attempts of luring Medvedev in by design and attempting to go at him and make him volley quickly. So I'm a little curious of what happened on the tactical side. I was a little.
I feel like he missed the first one, and he was unsure of it.
And then he just went away from it.
Went away from it because Medvedev has 6. Before we continue about the match, for all of you guys who said to me, I kept telling you guys, and my dad made the comment too. I said Djokovic is playing too much tennis, the Olympics. I think he shouldn't go to it. He should concentrate on this, that. I thought it just got to him finally.
So you think the Olympics took out that last bit of energy that most tennis players on earth without the Olympics?
Mentally.
Well, look,
not physically.
Most tennis players without the Olympics have a tough time at the U.S. Open because they're so beat down. Mm-hmm. So when you throw the Olympics in there, then that's even more of an equation.
Second, 2, it's the U.S. Open. It's not his best slam. Mm-hmm. Shocking that Nadal has better results than him here, right? Mm-hmm. It's not his best. I feel like if it would have been at the Australian, he would have done it. You know what I mean? But then it wouldn't be a calendar year. You know what I mean? But had the Australian been last, he would have done it. But you got to feel for the man. But before we continue that, I wanted to write a few things.
Go ahead.
New York, where I'm from, is the melting pot. As soon as the thing started, you got to see the West Point cadets come out, which made me smile. You know, we got to hear a Dominican guy sing beautiful, America Beautiful.
Yeah, the national anthem.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then you got to see what New York's about, a melting pot. That's what I remember. I don't remember ever thinking about color. I thought about us as a melting pot, one of the best Grand Slams to me because you see that.
Kind of like tennis.
Yeah, I love it because you see all types of culture, everyone together. Everyone's cool. Everyone together, united. I love that.
Isn't that synonymous with tennis? Isn't tennis like an international language, and it's a melting pot of people, and it doesn't matter where you're from, how big you are, how rich or poor you are. We can all meet together, shake hands on the net, and play some tennis, or teach you how to play if we're good coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. So that made me smile. Saw a lot of movie stars, probably that, like you guys said, that don't even play tennis. Saw Brad Pitt. Man still looks good in his 50s.
Ben Stiller.
I saw Bradley Cooper, who looks terrible, who's aged really bad. Sharapova was there watching.
Good for her. How'd she look? I missed that.
She looks very beautiful, like always.
Did anyone see Kim Clijsters? Let me pause. Carla's got a lot of good stuff today. I'm sorry to interrupt because I know you got a lot of good things to say. But when I saw Kim Clijsters in the audience, I felt a little upset and disappointed and sad at the same time. Kim Clijsters is one of my favorite players of all time. She is a multiple Grand Slam champion and one of Carla's favorite players of all time, right? She was not a little bit out of shape. She was a big time out of shape. So anyway, long story short, I hope that Kim, you find a way to get that back on track because it seemed to me that maybe she's having maybe some issues, whether it's in her head or with diet or whatever. But when you see someone that was a major champion and now they are so big, and I say that politely, you worry a little bit.
This guy asked, Carla's happy just as mad, right? I'm not happy because I can't celebrate someone crying. I am human and I feel for Novak because I felt like I finally saw what you see with most players, the human side. Most of us crack and you never see that with him, but you saw it here. You saw it here, him be human. And that to me was shocking because I've never seen him that way. So I'm not happy because I don't want to celebrate someone's defeat. Good for Medvedev for winning a slam because he proved this one wrong about saying you can't win a slam without a net game, which I said at the U.S. Open, yes, you can, which is why I thought Pliskova would win at the U.S. Open because I believe those that hit the ball flat have a much better chance to win at the U.S. Open. So I'm not celebrating. To me, I feel like all Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic should stay at 20. I don't want any of them to pass. I would like to see the younger guys and the other generation start kicking butt. It's time for these guys to stay there and for the other guys to start winning the slams as they should. I feel like Zverev, though, deserved the slam more than Medvedev, in my opinion, because he played Djokovic the way you should play tennis. Medvedev just pushed the ball today. He just guided the ball. There was no strategy except the serve. The serve was good until he was serving for the match, and he cracked there, but then made up for it. So just saying. But he didn't play the Djokovic that we normally see. He did not play the normal Djokovic.
Okay. I didn't say a word for like 3 minutes. I totally stayed mute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Am I able to speak without
Go
you?
ahead. I'm going to be sipping on my Diet Coke.
Because the thing is when I start ranting, you interject, and then I forget what I'm saying, and I just quit.
There's nothing to rant about here. But
all right. By the way, during this rant, I got my 2 Djokovic hats. King Miko, sup, my brother? Sup? Okay. What's up, Florence Chan, my lady? Roses are red, violets are blue. This Djokovic hat wouldn't be so badass if it wasn't for you. Let's go. Okay. Sup, Florence? What's up, King Miko? This rant is for you.
They're not even there.
Okay. Whatever. They'll watch it later. Number 1, what the hell happened in the box in terms of coaching? Okay. You got homeboy that stands 97 feet behind the baseline, and you can't pull out more than a handful less of drop shots. Okay. I don't know what the hell happened there. Okay. Number 2, I will agree with Carla on one thing. You could see in Djokovic's face that he was tired. He was not able to perform at the level that Djokovic performs at. Now, I must remind everybody, let me switch to the Florence Chan hat. I must remind everybody that the Australian Open begins in January. With that said, his backyard, Australia, which obviously he's from Serbia. And by the way, much love to everyone in Serbia. We will get this 21 in Australia. And if not in Australia, we'll get it at the French. And if not, we'll get it at Wimbledon. And Nadal and Roger, you don't have to worry about because they're not going to get any more, right? Maybe Nadal or the French. Anyway, we'll get into that later. By the way, speaking of Federer and Nadal, who do you think was more excited today that Djokovic lost that final? Do you think Rafael Nadal was more excited, or do you think Roger Federer was more excited?
Roger Federer. I asked him that question today as we were driving back to the tennis court to get the tennis balls because it was about to rain. So we were able to watch a match. I said, who is stressed out right now? I said, is it Nadal or Federer? And I told him, I think Federer. I said, because Nadal, he's happy with his 20. But Federer never thought in his dreams that someone would ever even reach the amount of slams that he has. You know, never. So I feel like he was probably the one stressed out the most happy. Now, about Justin's whole thing that also, who was more stressed out? Djokovic or Federer? To me, it looked like Djokovic today. Another thing is, I think this slam could change things for the other players to have belief that they can beat these old guys. They can beat them finally. Have the belief. Maybe they watch Medvedev play. Medvedev gave no pace to Novak, which probably worked because Novak's used to balls coming hard at him, and he feeds off of that. Medvedev gave him junk. So I wouldn't guarantee, Justin, that the Australian Open would be 21.
You know why I'm so excited right now? Do you know why I'm so excited even though Novak just lost that match? Couple of reasons. Number 1, I saw him human on the sidelines. He had his head over his towel. He shed a few tears. He dealt with the loss. Okay. He came back. He made his speech. Wonderfully done. And here we go. Next year begins. He can take a couple of months of break. And you're saying, then the thing is that I think Carla's so naive to think is he just won 3 majors in a row. Had a loss at the Olympics and here at the U.S. Open. And I guess we somehow think that when the year starts again in like 3 months' time, that somehow Novak Djokovic is going to be a completely different player, and the young people are going to be completely different next-gen pussies.
I'm not saying that. No, what I'm saying is that
you better be. Look, I'm going to put it this way. Can I finish what I want to say? Can I finish what I want to say? Can I finish what I want to say? This is all I want to say. Is everyone out there would be foolish if a brother just won 3 out of 4 majors, and you think he's not going to come back next year and win 1.
He's not. I'm not saying that, Justin. That's not what I'm saying. Novak has many chances.
Come on.
What I'm saying that his loss today made him look human, which gives belief to the other players. Just like when Serena started getting beat. It's belief. Some players need belief, right?
I believe in belief.
That's what I'm saying. When Tia won the U.S. Open, it didn't matter. No one still believed that they could beat Novak.
Agreed.
That's a fact. I'm just saying. I'm not saying Novak's not going to win another slam.
But Djokovic only did not win the last U.S. Open because of a line judge that has zero skills.
And he didn't win this one. This is his worst slam. It's his worst slam.
He's won 3 of them.
This was my argument in the beginning of the year before that, before the French Open, that everybody laughed at me. I said, for some reason, this is an underdog tournament. This is the last tournament. Everybody tries really, really hard. I thought it would be tough to beat Novak anyways. I picked Zverev to win this whole thing because I thought Zverev had a shot. But I said this, for some reason, is the toughest slam for him to win. He loses. He's had many tries. I'm just saying.
To sum this up,
Hercule says shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Yeah, I understand. That's a great comment. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I grew up with that. You lost the match. My dad used to say, "You lost the match. Shoulda, coulda, woulda." Let's go back to the practice court the same night after losing that match. That's a great thing. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Right? Mm-hmm. We need a shirt that says "Shoulda, coulda, woulda," and we need to put that on our 5K tennis merchandise.
What said this guy?
Yeah. Shoulda, coulda, what did this guy say?
He said, "Hey, Carla, remember us saying that something wacky will happen that will stop Novak from winning? Here it was."
I don't think it was wacky. I've never seen this name, Jason Keller. Can we read that message? I don't know what it is, but I've never seen the name. What does it say? Realistically, he has a chance at the Australian Open and Wimbledon next year, and then he's done. Look,
I agree, Jason.
I agree totally.
I surely agree.
Wonderful comment. Welcome to the fam. But look, when Novak Djokovic said to the crowd 2 nights ago when he made it to the final, he said, "I'm going to play this match like it's the last one of my career." I'm not saying he's planning on retiring, or maybe he just misspoke, but nonetheless, I see something like that. I agree with you. I had that as a segment written down later. Is it another one and done for Djokovic, or is it just making sure no one can surpass him? And I don't think Nadal will win the French Open next year. He hasn't played in forever. He's older. I don't think
they're the same age. Why couldn't he do it?
I just don't think he wins the French next year.
Look, I would be happy if all 3 guys stayed at 20.
I would not. I would not be happy. Why? Why are you going to be happy for that?
Because greed can make you.
That's not greedy.
Justin,
it's not greedy.
I'm telling you that I would be content.
Djokovic is the better player, and that's a fact.
Agreed. Not today. Not today, homeboy.
But you have to look at the whole pile of things. And the only reason why we want Djokovic to have 21 is because the layman tennis fan over the
You do. I don't.
Can I finish my statement? Can I please finish this? Is it possible? You don't want Djokovic not to get 21. Why? Because in the grand scheme of things, when our grandchildren's grandchildren step on this earth by the grace of God, if they make a presence on this earth, and they're raised in a tennis family, and one day they look back on who is the greatest of all time. They're not going to look at head-to-heads and Masters 1000s and premiers and blah, 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 blah. They're going to look at who has the most championships. So ultimately, there's going to be 3 guys there if it remains at 20. And the one that played today and unfortunately lost, and much respect to Medvedev and his team, the team with only a couple in his box, and one is as big as the Hobbit, like on Lord of the Rings. His coach is the Hobbit.
Good for him.
Okay, great for him. Little man packing a big punch.
You're wrong.
But what I'm saying is the player that the player that by far owns both of them generation moving forward is Djokovic, head to head, and he's done this twice in terms of or nearly twice owning all the majors, and Djokovic has earned it, and it's not. And Michael Walker, by the way, I love a lot. Michael Walker is a household name in my home, and he is out there. Michael Walker, I hope you know that. You're like
he has nothing against Novak.
And B-Dog02. B-Dog02 the same way, but B-Dog and I are on the same team. Okay. Jalen Hurts, what's up with Philly? I love the way Jalen Hurts won today, by the way. I love that kid.
So Michael Walker
but Michael Walker and I, he's been a tennis guru for so long. He's not scared to say it like it is, and neither am I. Now, with that said, he told you prior to the show starting that I know Justin is going to rant.
He said, "Tell Justin 4, 4, and 4, and my name isn't Moses Malone."
Okay, I mean, I get it, and I have opened myself up for the thumping. By the way, talking about thumping, we were talking about Oscar De La Hoya about to fight that guy Belfort, and De La Hoya pulled out of it. We're talking boxing here. The guy Belfort didn't get to fight De La Hoya because De La Hoya pulled out of it. Come to find out, Evander Holyfield stepped up at 58 years old to fight this guy Belfort and absolutely got thumped just got absolutely drilled. I love boxing. I'm not a big fighter. I just love the footwork. I love the skill set. Anyway, long story short is what the hell has happened to the professional boxing world?
What do you think of this, boss, since you're on and you watch a lot of boxing?
Who?
My dad. He says Nadal will win another French Open. Enough with the Joker.
I don't know. I don't know, Nate. I don't know.
2 years ago.
And look, that the comment she just read is from my father-in-law. Again, he's like my dad. He's like my brother. I love you, man. You know that. Like,
he says this is not boxing.
To the freaking core. But why do we think that Nadal is a given to win another French?
I don't think it's a given. I think it'll be tough.
When he just lost one, and he hasn't been playing.
But that's okay. We know he gets hurt a lot, babe. That's his nature, right? Getting hurt a lot. But it's just like you said. How can we just give it to him? How can we give anyone a slam? Nothing is guaranteed in life. I've been listening to you guys for 3 years. 3 years we've been doing this show. By now, Novak should have had 25, according to you guys. By now, if we go back to the first show and I look at the comments, by now, he should have 25.
Agreed.
He hasn't.
And
I've always talked about how nothing is guaranteed in life. I honestly thought he would beat Medvedev because I thought Medvedev doesn't have a net game, can't slice, which he proved, can't drop shot, which he proved, flat, stands so far behind. There's no strategy to his game. But Joker didn't show up. He wasn't there. He let it get to him. And that's okay. He's human. We're all human.
I agree with you. Well said. Taking nothing away from that. At one point during the match, I began to think there was some WWE. In other words, when I was a kid, it was WWF. You know, I go on these conspiracy theory tangents, whatever. But at one point in the match, I was telling Carla, it seems to me that maybe this is a WWF or WWE script, no matter how old you are, whatever. It just seems to me that this is actually a good thing for Novak Djokovic in a crazy way. Novak Djokovic is tied at 20 with Nadal and Federer. He gets to go into a brand new year with this hype leading up to the Australian Open.
Pressure?
With this Australian Open. With no stress in a way. He's won it 8 times. There was at 9. Tell me in comments. Then he gets to go to the French, which is no pressure to him. If he wins that, great. If Nadal ties him at 21, no problem. But then Djokovic has Wimbledon and then potentially the U.S. and no Olympics in between. It makes the media hype up like a rocket ship. It's like a rocket with fuel in it that is shooting off like fireworks factories in China when they explode. And one in, I think, Syria one day or something. Those things blow big. And that's going to be the story for next year. It's going to be a rocket ship, bang, 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 in your face, hard-hitting season. And Djokovic is going to run that season. He is going to be the forefront.
Completely disagree with Justin.
Okay, what's going to happen at the Australian Open?
You can't predict anything.
He's won 9, and all of a sudden he's going to lose?
Justin, everybody has to lose. You can't be dominant. Look at Nadal.
He loses one match.
Look at Nadal. I'm not talking about because of today's match. I'm not talking because about forget the U.S. Open. Let's take out the U.S. Open because that was not Djokovic today.
I agree.
I'm talking about everyone has to lose. The Masters lose at their turn. It happened to Nadal. He got the blow big time right here in the heart. It's going to happen to Djokovic. You think that he's going to win 20 at the Australian? Someone's going to finally figure it out.
21.
I'm talking about the Australian Open. Someone's going to figure it out. It's going to happen. It's a year later. The body gets older. You get stressed out. You start feeling it. Justin, it's human nature. We're not robots. You can't guarantee anything. You're not God to say this and this and this and that. Anything can happen next year. For all you know, coronavirus can be double as worse. I mean, for all you know, something can happen in Australia. You don't know. Nothing's guaranteed. I hate when people say, and this person will win this one, and then this person will win this one. Look at Serena chasing a ghost. Chasing a ghost. It can happen here. Let's just enjoy the moment and say, God, let's hope everybody comes back healthy, plays well, and let's see what happens.
Okay. Fist pump on that. Very well said. Can I have maybe 30 seconds?
Yeah,
Let me get this out.
Go for it.
Okay. Do you all remember the movie New Jack City with Wesley Snipes? You know, Ice-T had the New Jack Hustler. You remember that? You remember the movie? You remember that? Do you remember the movie? Does anybody remember?
Which movie?
Are you paying attention?
Yes, I was just reading some of the comments that they're saying.
New Jack City with
No.
Wesley Snipes, and they built this, empire. Anyway, long story short,
Was he the bad guy?
Wesley Snipes was like the head. He was like the kingpin.
Okay, I
And
remember.
He had like a brother that he loved, and he ended up killing him at the end because he snitched him out.
Yes, I remember now.
There was a quote in the movie that Wesley Snipes, and I think his name was Nino in the movie, right? Remember Nino with the high top fade? 2 different levels, looking good. What's up, Nino? Nino Brown, I think was his name. You remember Nino Brown? Okay. Nino Brown used to say something like this. What was it? Bullshit walks and money runs the marathon. Something like that. Bullshit walks and money runs the marathon. I forget. Someone correct me what that slogan was, but something like that. In other words, put your money where your mouth is. Okay. This is what I'm going to put out there. A lot of you could have won $100 from me directly. By the way, 2 of the fantasy team winners have already won $50. RG Productions and Canadian Tennis Fan. Canadian Tennis Fan decided on a couple of sets of strings and $25 on the way. And we have not heard from RG Productions. By the way, Thomas Chi, he does all of our scoring for our fantasy teams and our $300 giveaway, as well as our brand new tennis racket of your choice giveaway. We pay him to do that, and he has $50 coming to him as well. So we've given out $150, and the $300 that no one won for this tournament is getting rolled over to the Australian Open in January, where Novak Djokovic will win his 21st major, and that's going to be added on by $50. So the pot for the Australian Open is $350.
What's up, RG Productions? You won.
You won. Let's go.
By the way, let me read some comments.
Let's go, RG. Come on. That's your first major. That's your first major. Canadian Tennis Fan, I think that was his first major. RG Productions, you won $50. Let us know personally where you want us to send that. Personal check, Venmo, PayPal, whatever. If you want a 5K tennis shirt and strings or mix it up, let us know. Get in touch with Carla.
Let me read some comments while Justin's ranting about Djokovic. Jason Keller says the problem for Nadal and Djokovic is that if TM comes back to his best, he will beat Djokovic and Nadal in these 2 slams because he has dominated these 2 in the last couple of years. If you look at the head-to-head,
it's going to take Dominic Thiem 1 full year to get the rust off. So understand that.
This guy said,
and he has the one-handed backhand.
Furkill says TM will beat Djokovic at Roland Garros if he's fit, and
Doubt
says
it.
no guarantee, Justin, completely.
Doubt it.
Jack.
Okay, can I get my bet out? Okay, we're going to take comments. Let me finish this. This is what I'm going to say. The thing about the Nino Brown thing, put your money where your mouth is. I will take 1 bet right now for the first person that takes it. I will bet $100.
Not betting money.
No one's won anything from me yet. They all keep losing to me. So I'm offering someone to win again. Okay? Balls. Put some balls on the table. Put your sack out. Okay? If someone wants to take on a bet right now with me with $100 US that Novak Djokovic wins the Australian Open, put the $100 out. I'll take the bet right now. If Novak Djokovic does not win it, I'll pay you the $100 plus $25 of juice. You know what that means?
You're gonna work those extra lessons?
I'm gonna give you some action.
You're gonna work those lessons alone.
Okay. Did you guys see the lesson Carla taught today? She did a great job. She has an all ladies doubles lesson or clinic in the morning, and we started them from square one. Mainly Carla. Man, they were killing it today. Let's go.
Ken Joker, by going back to I'm not saying Novak is done. No way. No. I mean, this is what he obviously wasn't there. I mean, I disagree with my dad. I do give credit to Medvedev. Medvedev's strategy today was just guide the ball. Let Djokovic create his own pace. And Djokovic never created his own pace, never went for his angles, never volley drive, never drop shot right, had no first serve. Okay, he was nervous the whole time. So Medvedev's strategy worked. All he had to do was hit to the middle and just get the ball back. That was it. But I'm not saying that Djokovic is done. I think he just felt the pressure coming back. He's going to be tough to beat. But at least it gives belief to these guys that they can do it. They can do it. And maybe by watching this, they can understand, hey, maybe I shouldn't have to hit the ball so hard. Maybe I'm just going to guide it. Let him create the pace, Let him figure it out. Just saying. I
agree with you totally. When the first set and a half of tennis were ongoing, first set and a half, I told Carla, here we go with the rope-a-dope again. And she's like, shut the hell up. Okay, but do you know when I realized that Novak Djokovic was in trouble? when he had pulled Medvedev had pulled Djokovic to the net in the second set, right. And Djokovic got there way in time, and he had an open lane for the pass, and Djokovic missed it wide. Yeah, that's when I knew, that was a really easy pass, and if it was the rope-a-dope, then he would have had to have made that. In other words, to make the strategy work. So when it was the second set, do you guys remember the shot? Medvedev pulled him up, tried the drop shot. It was a bad drop shot. It sat a little high. Djokovic got down for it. And really had an easy shot right there. And he was going cross court for an acute angle when he could have just tapped the ball into the court. Anyway, long story short, he missed it into the middle of the net. And that's when I told Carla, I was like, damn, my boy's tired. My boy's worn out. He's had enough. Yeah. And it kind of traveled downhill from there. But
yeah, he never got the crowd involved. It was hard to get the crowd involved. They were quiet. He never got them involved because there was nothing to get involved. I think what they were watching, they were in like shock. Like, yeah, really? Is this happening? Even the coach was, his coach was like, huh?
Botched it. Yeah.
He was confused. His lady was quiet, and it was a tough day for him. Again, very emotional for him, but let's give credit to someone that did do it today.
Okay.
Let's give credit to this man that did do the golden slam.
Before we talk about Medvedev, and we will
Not
do
Medvedev.
that. Medvedev, he won the tournament.
Someone won a golden slam today.
Oh, Dylan Alcott.
Let's give credit to that man.
Dylan Alcott. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Golden slam. So the same thing Novak Djokovic was trying to attain. That's the Olympics and all four majors. Dylan Alcott did that. Dylan Alcott, if you don't know, is an Australian tennis player, but he's handicapped. So needless to say, he did the golden slam in a wheelchair. And he's a beast. He is the GOAT in terms of if you look at tennis without handicapping. I've been a stringer for a long time and have traveled kind of a lot to string. And I'm a tennis player and coach, but I must say, and you may agree or disagree, do you think I'm a better stringer than a coach? I mean, than a player? A better stringer than a player?
I don't know, because I'm not.
I really feel like stringing, I'm better than a player. I mean, I played my whole life, whatever. I feel like I can hold my own with anybody. But stringing, I'm willing to compete still at 44 years old with anybody. I've done it since I was like 6 years old. So I really have a fun time with stringing.
Great comment by my dad. He said, okay, Med play smart. Like McEnroe said, he's not going to go for broke. He played smart. And like Gilbert used to say, win ugly, but win.
Nathan, what's up? What's up? Let's go. McEnroe did say something today that I thought was misspoken. And I'm sure he did. Carla and I listened to this. And if you recorded the match, just rewind it to the very beginning of the first set. And you'll see, I know he misspoke. It was just an error. But McEnroe said in the first set that Djokovic had an easy draw. And I think he meant to say Medvedev. Let's look at Djokovic's draw moving into the final in case you think that I'm wrong about maybe McEnroe misspeaking. Djokovic had a qualifier in the first round, then played Griekspoor, then had Nishikori, then had Brooksby, then had Berrettini, then had the other biggest players in the world right now, Zverev, then Medvedev, okay? Now, if John McEnroe did not misspeak, then this is what he was talking about. Medvedev had the following. Gasquet in the first round, tough match. Gasquet is a fine player. Then Kopfer, who that Federer went toe-to-toe with at the French. Then Andujar, run-of-the-mill. Evans, sorry, England, run-of-the-mill. And then den Schlazamp, run-of-the-mill. And then Felix Auger-Aliassime, in my opinion, run-of-the-mill. Djokovic did have the tougher draw, so that's why I'm saying I think McEnroe misspoke. But McEnroe also said at the very beginning of the match that Daniil Medvedev is fresher and younger, and that was why it was so easy, quote unquote, for him to break Djokovic in the first game of the first set. Do you agree with that? That he's younger and fresher? What is your take moving forward with that? Is he younger and fresher, and Djokovic is just on the way out? That's what.
No, I think that Medvedev had his matches were boring.
This is the problem with the common tennis fan and the common YouTuber that covers tennis. Anytime a great player loses a set, they're on the way out. Anytime an 18-year-old wins a major, they're the greatest of all time. If you follow YouTubers on YouTube, there have been 2 YouTubers I have seen that have proclaimed that Raducanu is the GOAT, the greatest of all time as of right now. And I ask myself, how does this person have anyone that watches them that takes them seriously? Okay. Just because Medvedev beat Djokovic in this match does not mean that Djokovic is on the way out.
No, it doesn't. No.
Djokovic, the whole media propped up the Zverev-Djokovic match, by the way, the semifinal, as being Zverev was Djokovic's nemesis and blah, 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 blah. But Djokovic is 6-3 lifetime against him with 2-0 lifetime at majors. It's just so funny to me that they find the guy that's so easy to escape on or to create bogus headlines about, and then they continue to beat that dead horse. And if that one player loses a match, what is one of the greatest sports teams of all time? The Chicago Bulls, right? The season they went 72-10, and I think the Golden State Warriors eclipsed that and beat it by 1. The best teams of all time lose a match here and there. It's a long season.
Which is why Nadal is not done with the French Open, Justin. Wayne Mchia's comment was some of you guys spelled doom for Rafa after he lost the French. Eat your words, because you're saying the same shit, but you had no problem saying that Rafa was done after he lost the French Open because he lost one.
More important than tennis, real quick. I'm going to pause tennis for a second. Wayne Mchia. Much love to you. I haven't heard from Wayne Mchia in a while. Maybe you have personally. But Wayne Mchia, love you a lot. Guys, he's in Singapore. He's a household name here as well. Much love to you. I hope you're safe and your mother's safe, by the way. And I'm curious, would you send me a private message, Wayne Mchia, and not here? You can if you want to here. But what is the likelihood of a war, a military war between the United States and China over Taiwan? What is the likelihood? Give me a probability. You don't have to break it down necessarily so long, but I love military and strategical moves like a global chess piece. What is the likelihood from someone that lives there and has family there? What is the likelihood of the United States versus Chinese war and the South China Sea over Taiwan or not? What's the likelihood? What is it? Economic? Is it
not high, Justin? He said.
Okay, thank you. I would have taken it from him because everything else is propaganda. Everything else is propaganda. Wayne Mchia will tell you the truth.
Going back to the Nadal thing, notice how Justin changes the subject.
What are you talking about?
So he just went on this whole rant about you guys believe because somebody loses, they're done. The best basketball teams lose one and they're not done. Same with, why would Rafa be done, Justin, when he lost to the
I'm not saying he is done.
You've said it before. That's why Wayne Mchia said it to you.
I'm not saying he is done. Maybe that came out wrong.
You said it earlier. Go back and rewind. You said, I don't see.
Okay, let me ask it this way. Let me postulate it this way. Okay. How much of a chance does Rafael Nadal have to win the Australian Open? And just answer them quickly without thinking.
He's lost almost every single one to Novak.
How much of a chance does Rafael Nadal have to win the French Open? A big chance, yet he lost the last one. He prepared extensively for it and didn't play a lot leading up to it as to hopes to have a really good run, and he still lost. Yeah. How good of a chance does Nadal have to win to win Wimbledon?
He's had a chance.
After a long season, how good of a chance does Rafael Nadal have to win the U.S. Open?
Yeah.
Now, Novak,
great chance because he loves the U.S. Open.
Novak Djokovic has a chance in all of them because of his overall game plan, his flexibility. Just because Daniil Medvedev got the major that he deserved, I say deserved because he's worked for it. I mean, if TM deserved a major, then Medvedev deserves one. Djokovic had a bad day at the office. It happens. But for everyone to already proclaim that everyone's going to be tied at 20 now is preposterous to me. I'm sorry.
Wayne Mchia says the young guys have a higher chance now, have a chance of winning the Aussie now.
Look,
Virgil and I say U.S. Open is not Joker Slam, it's Australian Open. Yeah, we all know this. That's why I always made the argument with everyone that kept fighting with me. And I
agree.
For some reason, I said, he doesn't do well at the U.S. Open. I said, maybe because it's the last slam. He's tired. He's put everything into the other ones. I don't know. But I think Nadal's won way more than him. I don't know why. I can't answer that. It's hard courts like the Australian Open. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you're right on the mark.
Wayne Mchia says, Justin, this result taught us you could never predict tennis.
Look, from a coaching perspective, though, and guys, look, I've been a player my whole life, but I really try to believe in my head that coaching was more my forte than playing because I used to get beat down a lot in college, especially. And just telling you the truth, I hate people that talk up, I coached my whole life or I coached over here, I'm so good at this and I'm so good at that. A lot of YouTubers do this, well, then back it up, film a lesson, don't just film yourself whacking a ball. If you say you're such a coach, then film it, back that shit up.
Christopher said when we were watching this match today, he said, I feel so bad for Novak. I said, he's getting trapped is what he said. But he said, it looks like he's having a panic attack. He's like, I feel bad for him.
He did look mentally distraught, but forget about that. The fact of the matter is, the reason why I'm a little bit peculiar about the match, and I bring up some of my outlandish, I get it, conspiracy theories about, maybe this is some marketing trick to have next year this, massive season where the whole year is dedicated to your, cause. So he breaks it and continues to go. So I got into some conspiracy stuff theories, and I thought to myself, how can I prove that this could be a conspiracy theory? And I'm thinking to myself, Djokovic knows Daniil Medvedev has no net game. He knows that. He knows it. He knows it. He laughed about it at Wimbledon. Previous to that, he's laughed about it many a times with Medvedev. But yet, throughout the first set and a half, he only tried it once. And through the entire match, he had less than 5.
Babe, it's called nerves.
Nerves.
When you're nervous, you can't do anything.
Totally spaced.
Man, I've been there where there's matches that I know how to hit a forehand. I know how to hit a backhand. And you completely forget how to do it. It's happened to me.
Yeah.
Nerves can make you do stupid stuff. You know what you're supposed to do, but you just can't do it.
Yeah,
and that's what happened.
It was a tough thing for me to suck up because we knew that was the game plan. Djokovic has used that same game plan, junk and slice and drop him, and beaten him badly, and he didn't even try to. And
there was one shot he gave up on. One shot that hit the net.
Yes, who said that?
No one said that. I'm saying that.
Yes, there was a shot, and it was a net cord at the very end of the match. It was in the last set. Medvedev hit the ball, it clipped the tape, and it was a net cord. It jumped up. Novak could have easily.
He was right there.
He was right there. He could have easily stepped over and hit the ball and kept the point going. And he just walked away from it. At that point, we knew it was over.
I was like, wow.
Okay.
And then, of course, booing while Medvedev was serving for the match didn't help him. He got nervous, Got nervous. But I said, you know what? That's just one game. Djokovic will win his next game, and then he has a chance to serve it. I figure he could do it.
Carla, is Wild Live 1 out there?
He was.
Okay, Wild Live 1, by the way, is a wonderful guy, good tennis player. He's an OG channel guy. He's been here since day one. He said something, though, today to Carla and privately, and, it's not a thing that's like, oh, I can't tell you anything private. I don't trust you. It's just one of those things that he wrote to Carla jokingly. And I felt like it was a good time to say what he wrote, so we can just let you guys know where he is in terms of fanhood. So
he's throwing you on the bus.
Wild Live 1 indicated to Carla personally that he can't watch the match anymore. He can't watch Djokovic and Medvedev play anymore because
he didn't even watch it from the beginning. Because
he would be too upset if Novak Djokovic won.
Came back from the dead.
Okay.
He said, I don't want to see Novak come back from the dead.
Can I ask you a question? How can you not like someone, even if you don't like their game, you don't like what they're about, you don't like where they're from, whatever the reason is, how can you not like somebody that is about to eclipse 20 majors, tied with the greatest tennis players of all time? How can you not at least appreciate and like what he's doing and what he's about? And that's my curiosity. Carla, by the way, is not a huge Novak Djokovic fan, but even her during the match today was cheering for him because she knew the importance of history and how damn hard it is. And by the way, another thing, Carla has been looking at Rod Laver and the sidelines for the past couple of days. We have grown up around Rod Laver in a sense. We're children of the 70s and 80s. And a lot of you guys are much younger than us. But, we're children of the 70s and the 80s. And Rod Laver was kind of a part of that, especially from looking at film just previous to our upbringing and looking at previous film to look at things like serving and volleying and feeling the ball and so forth. Rod Laver is a big part of that from a coaching perspective. Carla was even saying, let's go Djokovic, even though she would say after all was said and done, she'd be like, I'd rather see Nadal here. He's my boy. But nonetheless, this is a hell of an achievement. And even she said that. I don't see how.
Yeah, if he would have won it, I promise you, I wouldn't have been upset at all. It wouldn't have upset me. Am I happy that he didn't get it? Yeah, kind of. I mean, I'm a Nadal fan, So, yeah, I'm happy with them at 2020 for all of them. It wasn't 2021 like you guys predicted because it's 2021. I think it was just too much pressure. The fans put a lot of pressure on him. People saying, guarantee he's going to win it because he's the GOAT. He's beating everybody. He's unstoppable. He felt the pressure. And that's what happens when people put pressure on you. He felt it. Felt it.
I like aliens. I believe they're there. I've seen glimpses of stuff I can't explain. So I'm going to explain this way. Okay. And you can call me crazy or not. Okay. I think there is a little bit of, I think there's a little bit massaging the script here. I don't know if Vince McMahon's involved. I don't know. No. But I can assure you next year, if Djokovic won this tournament, next year would be not as exciting. So now we get to go through the ATP finals. Djokovic.
Why would he play that, Justin?
But can you, he shouldn't. It's so stupid.
Rest.
Does anyone give a shit?
Here's my advice to Djokovic. And I'm going to give it to you like I gave it to you last year. When I said, don't play the Olympics, Djokovic. Don't be dumb. Don't play any more tennis for the rest of the year.
Exactly.
You have #1 secure.
Exactly.
Enjoy the time with your family.
Yeah, and the Laver
recuperate from the loss.
And the Laver Cup is a joke.
He's not playing it.
The Laver Cup is a joke.
Have fun. Go on vacation. Rejuvenate yourself. Start playing. End of November, practice matches and stuff. That way you can fly to Australia and defend your title.
Hey, sometimes there's a cartoon on called Strawberry Shortcake.
I thought Djokovic was going to win it.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Well, you can wait until I pause and then say it then. So we can wait till we finish speaking and then.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so we just wait till we're done.
All right, go ahead.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
I forgot what. Okay. There's a cartoon on called Strawberry Shortcake. It's like a little mushroom girl with a little head, right? Or a little hat, and it's cartoon, right? I would rather watch Strawberry Shortcake. Be careful. I would rather watch Strawberry Shortcake than I would rather watch the Laver Cup. Cheesy. Yeah, don't mess with that.
I'm not.
Laver Cup is Strawberry Shortcake. If you think that risking injury or not recuperating from a very long season and going to play Laver Cup, I don't care who you are as a player. I don't care if you're Felix. I don't care if you're Kyrgios. I don't care who you are. The Laver Cup is on bide time. The Laver Cup is the cheesiest thing since what? The clapper. Clap on, clap off with clapper. Do you remember the damn clapper? The Laver Cup is the damn clapper.
Yep.
Okay? Cheesy. So take a break, come back, and Novak, in my opinion, is, I'm not going to say guaranteed, but I'm going to assume he's going to win 2 majors next year. And I still don't have anyone out there out of 3,000 subscribers. I don't have one person out there that's willing to take a $100 bet with me that no one's going to take the Australian Open. But this is my problem. This is my problem. All of you want to hate, won't listen to me rant, but no one wants to back up their. No one wants to back it up.
He's talking out of his ass again. Anyways, my point is, why would they? They're not against Novak.
You're talking about everyone's going to stay tied at 20. You take the bet.
I said that's what I want.
You want to take a bet with me? You want to take a bet with me?
That's what I want.
You want to take a bet with me?
I'm not going to take a stupid bet.
Because you're even scared
risky.
too. She's not
risky.
risky.
When I go to Mississippi and I play the lottery thing, if I win $10, guess what? I'm happy with it.
Do we still have that ticket in the
Yes.
car? So we get this bet tomorrow?
Like this guy.
Let's go.
Okay. Why would I do that? Nothing is guaranteed. I'd rather not risk money. Just saying.
By the way, Patrick McEnroe, John McEnroe's brother. Have you ever caught the shots that he takes at Djokovic? I have heard Patrick McEnroe over the years take so many gut-digging shots at Novak Djokovic. Let me tell you a shot he took at Novak Djokovic today, okay? There was a point where Novak Djokovic went up to the net and missed a shot, and he acted like he was about to throw his racket. So, in other words, he ran up to the net. If I remember correctly, tell me if I'm wrong. Medvedev hit Djokovic's short ball. He ran to the net. Djokovic set up for it and missed it. And when he missed it, Djokovic got his racket and made the gesture like he was fixing to break it. Like I do a lot. You've seen me do that a lot of times, right? The ball boy ran across and Djokovic did that. And the ball girl kind of flinched a bit. Anyway, nothing happened. But at that point, Patrick McEnroe said, and I quote, I wrote this down. There are no linesmen, but there are plenty of ball kids. What a freaking dickhead, man. So how are you going to use – see, Patrick McEnroe is like the Karen of men. Patrick McEnroe is a little bitch. Patrick McEnroe, little bitch boy. Djokovic acts like he's going to break his racket, acts like it, doesn't do it. And he says, oh, well, he better be careful. He better be careful because there's no linesman, but there's plenty of ball boys.
He didn't say it that way.
Pansy ass
I disagree. I disagree with Justin.
Bitch, he's a bitch.
Disagree. I heard it.
Then watch it. Rewind it and watch it. He's a little sissy boy, man. He's a little sissy boy.
What he said was correct.
Sissy boy.
Watch yourself.
Sissy
because
boy.
They are watching you.
Little rat.
And any stupid thing that you do.
Let me give you a piece of cheese, Patrick McEnroe. Give you some cheese to smell. Little rat.
Justin exaggerates.
Little rat. I'm not exaggerating anything. Watch it.
Djokovic better be careful because there's no linesmen. There's no linesmen, but there's plenty of ball people.
Go hang out with Chris. You know,
exaggerating.
do you know what I'm saying? Look, Chris Everett and Patrick McEnroe should hook up. Could you imagine Chris Everett and Patrick McEnroe being in the same relationship? They would have shit that don't stink and damn poo-poo piles and vomit that smell like roses. Wasn't there an Outkast song, Roses Smell Like Poo? Look, because all their roses smell like poo. They think they do, but they stink really bad. Chris Everett?
Me. Let me tell you about my Aspen house and how all these people that treated my place, they just suck so bad.
And then Patrick McEnroe.
There's no line, people, but I tell you what.
Shut up! Just shut up!
I disagree with you.
Stupid pansies, man.
You should have watched out for them.
Hey, like Chris Everett, I think yo, Chris Everett. My name's Patrick McEnroe. Let's hook these guys up on a special date. How would that day go? Hello, Chris. How are you? Patrick went, oh, you're so beautiful. You have a house in Aspen.
Other one says,
Smile. The other one says, oh, I like the way you play the game. The other one says, well, I love you.
this is the shit, man. This is what we deal with.
Oh my God. Stop.
Get rid of Patrick McEnroe and get rid of Chris Everett because they both suck.
Just
my
looking
man?
at you like, Dad. You just weird, Dad.
Number one stunner. We're going to shine every summer right here. Okay.
Anyways.
My man right here. My man right here. Okay. Where are we going from this? Oh, by the way, I do have to give Novak a little bit of grief. Justin, can I ask you a question? If you were on the tennis court and you broke your tennis racket in front of me, what would your dad do? Would I be mad? Right? So Novak Djokovic did break a tennis racket today, like repeatedly. So I do have to give him a little bit of grief because we give everyone grief, and people like Michael Walker and Nomini Wirakun, people that love calling me out. I love you though. They'll tell me, you know, homeboy broke a racket and you didn't give them grief, but you give everybody else grief. So what do you think about breaking rackets, Justin? Do you think that's a good thing? Do you think breaking rackets is a positive thing? All right, what do you think, Miss Gabriella Let me get my other kid in here, man. We got a couple of these things running around. All right, kids. Okay, let's ask you a question, Gabriella
Don't fall, buddy.
So, Gabriella, what do you think about breaking rackets? Do you think it's a good thing?
No.
Negative. Ghost Rider, that pattern is full. Justin, what do we think about dinosaurs? Your shot. Okay, let's move forward with the match, okay?
All right, guys.
All right, let's go. Next thing.
Be careful.
I want to talk about Raducanu for a second. We're still talking about the Djokovic match. I want to talk about Raducanu for a moment, okay? Someone sent us a message today, okay? I think it was Wild Live 1. Was it Wild Live 1 about the marketing?
Yes.
Wild Live 1, who I gave a little bit of grief to about him not wanting to watch the match because he was would be upset if Djokovic won. He also made a very good comment about Raducanu. I want to know if all of you agree or disagree with this comment. Wild Live 1 indicated that I think that Naomi Osaka should be a little worried about the marketability of Emma Raducanu. What does that mean? Osaka has kind of wrapped up the tennis world for the past couple of years with things like isms, beliefs, things that she's biased about and so forth. I'm not disrespecting her. I'm for what she believes in, but to bring it into a sport like tennis, that's an international mesh of everyone leaving all these isms aside, and that's what makes tennis great. She made that her thing. So here comes Raducanu, the young, very pretty, a lovely accent, well-spoken British girl. We've talked about her from, and then we have declared that she should be officially British because she was raised there.
Right.
And here she is, already on the cover of Vogue magazine, already dominating her opponents throughout the U.S. Open. Do you think the likes of players that aspire to be like Naomi Osaka to come up and use your platform as a way to segregate people even more, in my opinion? I don't want to get into that, but, I don't want to, if I like the color blue and someone else likes the color green. And people, and there's two different sides of this. A lot of people really love the color green, and a lot of people really love the color blue. And I run out in the street and I go into the middle of a blue color party and I start waving my green flag, and it just turns into a shit mess. It's nothing new about it. It's thousands of years of humans' existence, and Naomi Osaka chose to go that way with her platform. Now here Raducanu has already stolen the hearts of the mainstream media, the mainstream tennis fans, and people are already saying Naomi Osaka who? That's a fact.
I disagree.
Are you saying Naomi Osaka who now? Let's go Raducanu.
No.
Or are you saying, not me? I didn't postulate that. We read 5 articles today. 5 articles today, at least 5.
I
Google
think they're
it.
wrong.
Where Raducanu has stolen Naomi Osaka's limelight because that she is the perfect person in terms of the sportswoman you want to see. And Naomi Osaka, outside from her dominance, has been the wrong person because of her segregation.
I just think Osaka got into the wrong thing. She has 4 slams. If you ask me whose game I want, Raducanu or Osaka, I'd rather have Osaka's game any day.
Agree with you.
The reality that she got to the slam and really played no one and won, and no one knew how she played, guarantee you that will not happen again.
No, Naomi Osaka was not involved in her outlandish tennis ventures into isms and so forth until she met her rapper boyfriend. I don't want. Look, I'm not.
Let's not even talk about that.
I'm just saying
that was
when she got into the rapper boyfriend. That's when the middle fingers flew across Arthur Ashe Stadium.
You still bring it in.
That's true though. No one will ever forget that, and she knows it.
People forgot about it.
No one will ever forget that.
If they can forget about what Capriati happened to her, Serena shoving a ball down someone's throat, they damn sure are going to forget about it.
Carla, we keep up with about 250 to 3,000 coaches daily, right?
Derek says no one cares about the middle finger.
Let me put it this way. I know a lot of you don't hear, but Carla and I have coached for a very long time, and these topic conversations are in coaching circles on a totally different narrative. We're talking about strokes and blah, blah, blah. Every time Naomi Osaka comes up, everyone says, I don't want to talk about the person that allowed the middle finger to be flipped.
What race are they?
At our.
What race are they?
The hell, what race does it matter?
When I read those comments.
So if I flip you off,
Justin,
you get madder if someone that's yellow does it if I'm white?
No, I've read those coaches' comments, and all of them.
It's a bad look.
It was a bad look.
It was a very bad look.
Serena telling the player, the lines judge,
the throat
was bad. Was worse in my opinion. And people forgot about it.
It was a really bad look.
Capriati getting arrested for stealing was worse, and people forgot about it.
Here's the thing that you miss with that,
doing cocaine. People forgot about it.
But that was to their own selves. Serena,
but playing tennis because she got caught.
You're missing it, though. No. Those people did things to themselves. They look stupid, and they threatened a direct ball person. But there was a picture that got like 100 million views of Corday and her with their fingers over one another. Flipping us the bird. We got some webcam thing here. So is Gene Swart out there? By the way, Gene Swart is 6 hours, 7 hours ahead in South Africa. If anyone, there's 70 of you on here. If anyone wants to do the moderating for us, that's not in 7 hours ahead, because he's like 19 years old and it's very early in the morning. So if anyone wants to moderate, sometimes we get into these and a lot of stuff files in and we can't keep up with it. So if anyone wants to moderate, Michael Walker in New York would be perfect. B-Dog 02 would be perfect. They're in the same time frame, but they may not have the time because they got their lives to do. But if anyone has the time to moderate some of these shows where Gene Swart, it's like early in the morning, please send us the information. We'll turn you on immediately.
Neil Mini says, 100% agree with David Nate. Just play tennis, forget about race, religion, politics. Tennis is an international language.
I agree. So why the mask was all the different things on it? It's not
that's her issue. That's her thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Thing.
It's not that it's a problem. I agree with her. And you and I shared these type sentiments as these things transpired. But when you're putting it in the game of tennis, it's a meshing pot. There's people from Belarus and there's people from all over the world. And some of them don't know these different things. And some of them don't care. So to throw it out there on center court along with the middle finger,
her problem,
it upset a lot of people.
It's over with, Justin. Football players that are on the big stadium do crazy ass things and people forget about it. They forgive them. That's over and done with. We should forget about that. Move on. As far as Emma, she will never be bigger than Osaka. I don't see.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
She's prettier. She's in better
So was
shape.
Sharapova.
She's in better
So
shape.
was Sharapova. She won 6
She
slams.
just won a major.
And
She's a much better.
there's a million pretty girls that play professional tennis.
Osaka can't talk to the public.
She's gonna have to
And
learn.
Emma is beautifully spoken.
Agree.
She has a wonderful British accent.
Agree.
So
you think she's gonna be?
I don't
consistent?
know, but
You think she's gonna be consistent?
I'm thinking right now.
I make a bet with you that she will.
I'm thinking.
I make a bet with you right now that
Can
she
I
won't.
finish my statement? I'm thinking right now Nike is asking themselves, how can I reduce Osaka's contract and get a new one and a new shoe for Raducanu? The same way they did for Roger Federer. Does anyone remember when Roger Federer was hoping he would get a nine-figure, $300-400 million shoe contract and logo contract, and Nike was like, "You're old as shit, bro. I'm not giving you that shit again. Fuck that. You're gonna take a little bit and be glad that you're wearing a Nike swoosh." And then he bucked at it, and all of a sudden his shirts are now $29.90 at Uniqlo, and he can't.
Better.
I understand it, but no one buys them.
Yes, they do.
And look. I have like 9 of the Uniqlo. I have like 9 of the Roger Federer Uniqlo hats. The adjustment part, the Velcro part, it doesn't even fit my head. I have a small head, so I bought 9 of these hats new, and all of them fly right off my head because they don't adjust small enough. The Nike hats were way better. Whatever. Anyway, all I'm saying is that Osaka is soon to get a dose of Federer, and that's a fact. Raducanu will have her Nike shoe. Just wait, and it won't take long.
Yeah, I agree. This guy Raducanu is about to be rich. She was already rich.
She's gonna be rolling.
Alex PR says Emma still plays like a junior player. She still needs to develop her name. David
Osaka,
Nate,
who?
David Nate says Kornikova was the most beautiful, but not a great tennis player.
Concur with that.
Yeah.
A spot on comment.
Jack Nolte says Grabrzewski said only one person win at the U.S. Open without dropping set, maybe as a qualifier. But didn't Serena 2014 not drop a set? Anyways,
but she didn't have to go through qualies.
Are blowing her up already? Maybe deserved.
Yeah, but Serena didn't have to go through quali. Yes, we were studying this today. We knew that was the media hype, and Carla and I were like, man, I feel like I know someone on the outside looking in has gone deeper than that. And you're right, it has been media twisted the same way that Novak Djokovic has been twisted for the past 20 years or 18 years, whatever. It's the media always twists things. A fact of the matter is you can't believe everything you hear, half of the shit what you see, and almost nothing of what you read.
Emma is very likable. I'm not taking away anything from her slam, but it's just like Coco Gauff and every other player.
Yeah.
You learn their game and then you adjust to it. Everyone, when Andreescu came out, wow. Oh my God. She's the next thing. Wow. Her body, the way she moves, her drop shot.
Karatsev.
And now she's trying to figure out how to win.
Karatsev.
My point is nothing's guaranteed. There is no dominant woman. Another thing I read on a whole bunch of coaches' posts that are ATP coaches in WTA, I've read many say anyone in the 100 ranked 1 to 150 can win a slam.
I agree.
That's how close the women's tennis game is.
Yeah.
And there's my point.
Do you know why? One of the main reasons is we put up so much money every major for you all to win. If you predict the men's final, the women's final, and the winners, guys, in January, personally, we are putting up $350 cash for anyone that is subscribed and can predict the men's finalists. In other words, Djokovic playing who and who wins, and the female side, who plays who and who wins. The men's side is relatively easy.
I think it'll be interesting.
Do you know that so many of you picked Djokovic playing Medvedev in the final, and a lot of you picked Medvedev to win it, right? So the men's side, a lot of you sailed through, but to pick Fernandez and Raducanu would have been impossible. Impossible. Remember, we're going to do the same thing in January, and it's going to be for $350 or any tennis racket that you want from the manufacturer, brand new in the box, strung and everything. We're going to do it in January because the women's side is so damn difficult. That's why we do it. Matt Kane in London has done this. He has done it, and we sent him a Wilson Burn freshly strung, right? He's the last one to have done it, right? Anyway, a couple of things as we end. A big thank you to all of you. When we do these major tournaments, Carl and I, by the way, have 5 children. We're full-time coaches. The both of us coach together. So we get up in the morning, we take all the balls out, we unload the truck, we teach all day, we come back and eat lunch, we go back out, and we come back home and feed our 5 kids, and
we got to go feed them now. So
yeah, and so we do this as a way to, I think, kind of release our daily stresses, and as well because you guys have become friends to us. So without you, there really is no us, because we wouldn't do this. The only reason why we started doing this is one day Carla and I were in the kitchen, and I told Carla one day, I was like, why don't we sit down and actually record some of these tennis debates that we get into? And Carla was saying, no, that's stupid. Let's not do it. So I kind of made her do it. And we went out to the back porch and we recorded one, and it started from there. So totally by luck. But I do want to say, for me, you are and I don't know how she feels about it, but you are my player's box. When I wake up in the morning, I get my paper and pen. I'm old school, so I don't use my cell phone too much. And I start writing down thoughts. I start writing matches. I start looking at global news. I start looking at tennis. I start looking at basketball, and I start putting thoughts on a page. Okay. I start putting my thoughts on a page, and here we go. We get to the end of the day and we sit in front of you. Sitting in front of you has become something for me that's part of my life. And it's a very good part of my life. So thank all of you for allowing me to sit here and do what I think is a dream for me. So my dream is thanks to you. So much love. Carla, ending this major.
Thank you, guys. I mean, I think I fought with a lot of people this year.
Man, sit out there.
No, not just about that. About a lot of people gave me grief over me saying, Novak, don't play the Olympics. Don't play the Olympics. And a lot of you saying, but it's patriotic. It means a lot. I said, yeah, but it's going to mess him up. And it did mess him up. I did this year. What did I gain? I earned more respect for Novak.
Yes.
I mean, I like him. I don't dislike him. If he would have won it, I would have been fine. I would have been just fine. I wouldn't have been sad at all, because I feel like he's worked really, really hard. I felt like he was the better player than Medvedev, a lot better. I think it's a shame that he won a slam before Zverev or Tsitsipas, even though I don't like Tsitsipas' attitude anymore, because I feel like they have more of the game that the men should play than Medvedev. I think it's a damn shame, but it is what it is. Other than that, thank you guys all for sending me messages, keeping me up at night. Gene Schwartz for sending me all the info. He's always sending me infos. Jack Nolte too, sending me infos. Everyone.
B-Dog, Mike Walker, Ryan Mason, and the list goes on. Dorde Rolich out there, David Bullich. Man, I mean, we can recite forever.
And I really hope that we have a normal year next year. I hope this whole coronavirus bullshit finishes. I'm tired of it. I want to live life normal. I want to see my kid graduate. Because otherwise, I'm not going to graduation if they're going to do it.
We didn't go to Jonathan's graduation 2 years ago because of that.
Yeah, I hope things are different. I want them to play a tennis season. After the slams are done, what is our focus? Coaching and the kids.
Yeah, and
I haven't been able to teach my kids because we've been doing the show. So now we're going to get back to that.
Our oldest son, Jonathan, is already at the United States Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. Our second oldest son, Christopher, is within the application process. He's number 3 in his class of academics. He'll be fine no matter what. Our next in line is Liliana, who is doing exceptionally well. She's just, little. She's in 7th grade. And then our 9-year-old Gabriella, who's in 4th grade, and our who you saw earlier, and then our 5-year-old Justin Jr., who's Justin JD2 is what we call him. I'm JD1 or JD, and he's JD2. But anyway, much love to all of you. Seriously. We do these shows every single day during majors. During non-majors, we don't quite do them every day. Did we just lose it?
I don't know.
We might have just lost it.
I think we're fine.
We don't do them every single day, non-majors, but we will see you in a couple of days. You guys are like fam. At this point now, I think we can say before we would just do it to do it, but now we do it more like because we miss you, and that's a fact. We were talking about that today. I recorded the video today of Carla teaching her ladies adult clinic. If you're still watching, check Carla teach that lesson out. It's a video I downloaded earlier, and I think the title was "A Typical Day at 5K." She did a tremendous job with these ladies, and there was a group of 4, and she's taught them all from the very beginning. And I thought that was a really good lesson today by Carla.
Yeah, thank you. We could get, like I said, no more tennis for a little while. To getting back in shape for me, to training the kids,
and guys,
getting back to the school stuff.
Don't unsubscribe because we don't cover things like the Labor Cup. It's cheesy to us. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna waste time in my 24-hour day and come here and talk about the Labor Cup. We can let other channels do that do things a little younger and into that kind of teeny bopper stuff. But the Labor Cup is garbage to us, and it will always be garbage. So we're not going to cover that at all. I'm not even going to do a highlight on it. So don't ask. Hopefully there's a weather video I can do in its place.
Yeah.
But the Laver Cup is freaking cheesy, and it will never paramount to anything. It was just about Federer and his little pretty boy thing, and he's gone. So the Laver Cup will dwindle with him, but he has billions of dollars to be just fine. Anyway, much love to all of you. We will see you in the next couple of days. Much love to all of you in Serbia, by the way. I say that because I know your hearts are broken at this point, as was mine. Novak Djokovic has a great year coming up. He gets to take a couple of times off with his lovely family and his lovely wife. And Vajda can, take a heartbreak and kind of recoup.
That's okay. They'll rebound.
Yeah, they'll rebound.
I mean, he's a champion.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad for you. We feel bad for him, but you can't feel bad for him. The guy has been number one. He won 3 slams this year. What? That's awesome.
Yeah. So
I mean, you really can't feel that bad for him.
Yeah, there was a hiccup at the U.S. The better player today won, but not the better player in the grand scheme of things. Long year, beat down. You could see it in his eyes. He wasn't there. Carlos spotted that early on, and I told her, I was like, I don't really. And then
I saw it from the
she
beginning.
called it from the very beginning.
I said, man, it's like, you don't look good.
He doesn't look good. She said that from before the first serve. His eyes just seem. I don't think this would be a good day. She called that from the very beginning, before the match started. But the Australian Open is another tournament. And I don't think you can choose Rafael Nadal or Novak Djokovic on the other side of that. So anyway, guys, take care. Much love. We might have just lost it, which is normal.
All right, guys.
We will see you in the next couple of days.
All right.
Don't forget to subscribe. Much love, all of you. We mean that a lot.
Adios.
5K family. See ya.